I want to buy tickets to the concert, to the game. Concert or the game? Concert or the game? Well, I don't know, but I feel like I'm going to have to talk to someone about this. Maybe I think the game's going to be a better decision, but concert might be the better decision. But we'll find out. Allegedly. Welcome to another episode of Allegedly a Podcast. I am Lucas, and today I am joined by my friend Carrie.
Hi.
And today we will be discussing paid experiences. Basically, we're going to be talking about sports events and concert events. I have a relatively mixed experience when it comes to concert events. I've been to a couple, but I have been to a ton of sporting events. How about you, Carrie?
I think I'm the opposite. I've been to a crap ton of concerts and a good handful of sports.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically today we're just going to kind of run down basically kind of the costs and honestly maybe answer the question, which one's more worth it? Is it going to concerts or is it going to sporting events? Because I know there are a bunch of people out there who would say concert events are better. Some people would say sporting events are better, but I don't know which way you lean, but let's try to get that figured out here today. First, let's define what we mean when we're talking about sporting events, concert events. Sporting events, pretty simple definition. Just sporting event. Obviously, you pay, sit, watch the event, and usually there's a winner and or loser when it comes to that event. Concert event. That's where I didn't know where you want concert event to begin and end. Because obviously there's musical events, but then there's also comedy shows and stuff like entertainment.
Like you can still kind of book all of those in just one type of event.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know if there was anything that you thought like comedy event, like what would you throw anything else inside like concert other than like comedy events and like music events? Because I couldn't think of anything else because I feel like those can kind of go hand in hand a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's basically what I have too. I mean, concerts, comedies. I mean, maybe you could consider. Well, no, he's still comedy. I was gonna say Jeff Dunham. Even
Okay, yeah,
no,
that's
it's still comedy.
I gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay. Let's start with let's go positive and negatives of both. We'll start with sporting events. Positives. I assuming when you go to a sporting event, you're going because one of the teams or people who are participating you are a fan of, which is always cool, especially if you go there and they win. It's always a good experience to have.
Right.
Just positives is again seeing your team or player whatever sporting event, whether it be auto racing, football, soccer, baseball, like anything, going to see a player in person is always cool. I guess the contradiction to that, you can watch it for free at home or watch it for free.
It depends now because, certain networks aren't holding certain TV channels, so you have to pay for NFL Network to watch NFL games or whatever it may be. So free isn't as lenient as it used to be.
But still, some of the events like you can go to, especially if you're a fan of a really good team, ticket prices can be astronomical, or even if they're just a historic team. I can always talk about Green Bay and how their season tickets are backlogged like years because they're just such a and just because here's the thing, I've watched Green Bay play so many times, like at least once a year I've gone and seen Green Bay play. I've never gone to Green Bay and watched them play. Why? Because tickets are for Lambeau Field. It don't matter if they're good or if they're bad. Ticket prices are going to be relatively the same. Obviously, they'll be a little cheaper on a down season, but at the same time, it's still insane. Whereas like the Lions, I've gone to Ford Field many a time to watch Green Bay versus Lions, and the tickets have always been affordable because not that they've been a bad team, but they have never been really, really good until this year. And now, even ticket prices now, I think this was the most I've ever paid for tickets to a Lions Packers game. But I guess that's it's kind of a positive and negative thing where it's like, if your team's doing good, like you're happy, but negatively, you're going to have to pay more to go see that, I
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah.
I think another negative for sporting events, you can get those unruly fans.
Oh yeah,
Can
for sure.
definitely rule, and maybe fan bases. I will be very honest with everyone here. I took my mother to a Green Bay Cleveland game, and the Cleveland fans did not say anything directly to me, but it's how they acted and everything that got me upset, and we left early because I was just not about. And that's not me saying anything. Anyone who knows or has been around Browns fans knows the Browns fans are going to take what they can get, especially if they can get a win or anything like that. They're going to celebrate it. But I definitely think that's one of the drawbacks. And so basically negatives, some of the unruly fans, some of the fluctuation of ticket prices when it comes to teams being good and bad. You got anything on the negative positive aspect on this?
Not really for sporting events other than tailgating. I
Ooh.
mean, that definitely amps up your experience and
Oh
whether
yeah.
it's worth paying or not to go to that ticket. I mean, if you're just going to the game and you're that type of person, nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely getting that before game and or after game experience helps with that ticket price and the experience all around. I mean, this year we went to the Ohio State Michigan game up at
Mm-hmm.
the big house and we
Nice.
didn't even buy a ticket because of course they're stupid expensive.
Yeah.
We went and tailgated in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, no. I've definitely gone my I went with my parents down to Columbus. We have family friends who live down there. And we've gone down there. We didn't even go to the game. Like we walked up to the shoe and just kind of walked around. We just tailgated. And that just tailgating even at like college level doesn't just have to be college level, like pro level stuff too. Like I this year I went to Camp Randall at University of Wisconsin. That was crazy. That was awesome. That was because I went to a tailgate there, just hung around, and they were just giving out T-shirts and everything like that.
yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Like, yeah, no, tailgating definitely one of the most fun parts. Like, just getting ready and getting fired up to go to the game. That's definitely a lot of fun.
I
But yeah,
guess in a way it would depend on which sport, which season and location too. A pro and or con could be weather
yeah,
conditions. I mean, if you're going to Detroit, you're set. You're
yeah.
in the dome, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're going to Green Bay, it could be a damn blizzard.
Oh
So
yeah. No, you're not definitely not wrong. Not wrong. Yeah, weather can definitely play into account to a lot of those things. Especially if it's not an inside either concert venue or
right,
just an out again, like a lot of outside concert venues, especially in the summer. Whether that be like country concert, Bash at the Bay, like you don't know what you're getting, so and I guess I can kind of roll into the concert, like positive negatives, like weather
yeah,
you don't know. Like sometimes a lot of times it ends up being okay and the weather can be uh, cooperative and everything goes fine. Other times it rains, pours, monsoons, and everything gets canceled. And it's like, what do we do now?
exactly. You have to take into account what time of year it is, what
Mm-hmm.
venue it is. I mean, I love going up to Pine Knob
Mm-hmm.
and doing concerts there. It's an outdoor concert venue.
Yeah.
If you snag the lawn seats, they might only be $30 and then of course your taxes and fees, so maybe you pay $50.
Yeah.
But you get your standard concert for what I would consider that is chump change now,
Mm.
and it's still a great time, great venue. But like you said, if it's middle of summer, it could be 100 degrees out. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Or if it's later in the year and it's, September, one of their last concerts, is it going to be a downpour and get rained out?
Yeah, no, it's that's the thing about outdoor concerts are cool. I've been to I was gonna say I've seen Kane Brown at the Lima County Fairgrounds. I saw Thomas Rhett at the Henry County Fairgrounds. The only rock concert I went to, I went and saw Alice in Chains in Fort Wayne at Indoor Theater. So like I haven't been to that's basically mostly my concert experience, but like just with that, like you get different experiences. Obviously, I guess you can kind of count it this year when I was up at Detroit for Thanksgiving for
Oh,
Detroit versus
yeah.
Green Bay. They had Jack Harlow perform. So and it's I was gonna say, and that also might have been that can also affect tickets because some of those a lot of that stuff, especially like Super Bowl. I again never paid to go to Super Bowl, but like they add on money, especially Super Bowl halftime shows are ridiculously big. So
Yeah.
it's like you can also consider that in there. Um,
Yeah,
man,
more like pros and cons for concerts though. I think a huge con is the lines,
yeah,
merchandise especially. I mean, I feel like when you go to a sporting event, you have six, seven different type of shops that you can go shop at. And yeah, there's a line. It may be a little busy, but you can
hmm
still get in and out. Merchandise at concerts, you're in line for 2 hours or more. It seems like just to get a T-shirt, and those prices have
so
went up ridiculously high
yeah.
too.
Cause I was gonna say I don't. Again, I'm not a huge concert. I don't really buy. I like listening to music and everything like that, but I don't really have any. I guess concert merchandise, and it feels like a lot of that is marked up, especially because obviously it's going.
Yeah.
It's most of that money is going back to the band, everything, and paying them. So it definitely is marked up. Whereas like sporting memorabilia, you can there's literally an industry devoted to literally undercutting the actual stuff, which you can tell me it's bad, you can tell me it's good, it's whatever. It makes affordable for all fans, and that's what I like about it. Whereas concert stuff, yeah, you feel like there's not as big a market as, oh, we have this good Charlotte shirt because you're wearing a good Charlotte shirt, and like we have one person selling it for $50 who's probably like obviously proceeds are going to the band, whereas like a knockoff that's maybe a little lower in quality, they'll probably charge like $15. It's like it's one. I feel like there's not as big a market for that, but
Yeah, concert shirts before used to be, 25, $35.
hmm
Now, you nailed it. They're like $55. If you buy it at the venue, it does cost more. So
yeah,
it would be, let's say, $55 at the venue. And then if you go on the band's website and buy it from there, you might save $5,
yeah,
but you're paying for shipping.
yeah,
So, lose lose. And then, like you said, after the concert, you may waddle outside heading back to your car, and you have those people with the lower quality ones, and they're like, "Hey, $20 for a T-shirt."
yeah.
So,
and and I guess you can also, because we talk about the fluctuation in sporting events, you can kind of talk about that with artists too. Whereas artists will, especially if they get big, you're gonna have to pay way more. Because here's the thing, I paid $100 to see Kane Brown at the Lyman County Fairgrounds.
yeah, yeah.
I saw Thomas Rhett at the Henry County Fair for relatively free. I had back. This was way back when I actually had like a fair pass, and I just went in, and I literally got front row seats for free because I got there early in the morning, set my chair up, and that basically, if anything, I spent maybe $25 on a ticket, maybe even less. And then I don't remember how much I spent on that Alice in Chains concert, but it also wasn't a lot of money. But like, still being there and hearing the stuff, I think one of the positive aspects about going to the concert, especially, you're gonna have number one to before you go. I feel like every time I've gone, I've listened to more of those that artist songs to get ready to go. So then I know what I'm gonna hear, and then it just kind of gets you more and more into their music, and
Right.
just especially hearing it live, it's pretty cool. Sometimes it's not as good, but most of the time I would say it definitely makes you more of a committed fan to that artist or band if you actually go hear them in person. But that's just me. But I don't know if that's how you feel.
I totally agree on that for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, I guess what are you willing to pay more for in these experiences? Are you going? Do you think paying for better seats makes it a better experience, or would you pay for, I, gue- I guess, subpar seats in more of a, uh, how do I want, like more of a immersive experience? And by that I mean like would you pay less for a seat at a football game to be on the field? Doesn't mean you're going to meet anyone, but like you get to be on the field for warm-ups and everything like that, and then you go to your seats. Or like, even I know some comedians do like meet and greets, like you can meet them and then obviously you go to their show. Like, what makes a better experience for you in general?
It depends who it is, where it is.
Hmm.
I mean, I think I would rather pay for big event type things where you're getting more out of it. So, your country concerts where you're having 30 plus artists for the weekend.
Yeah.
Or, 2016, we went to the Cleveland All Star MLB game.
Oh,
So again, all weekend events, different scenarios, to, like you said, immerse yourself in different aspects and watch the games. Um, to me, I don't think paying money for pit tickets where you might shake the hand of the person as they're walking by is worth the money, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Pit tickets are probably $500+ per person.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a decent, or what you may say subpar seat and still have a really good concert time.
Yeah.
I mean, a great example is the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Mm.
They come to Toledo and other big cities every year. They do a whole Christmas type show. Really good music.
Mm-hmm.
I've went once where I've sat along the side of the bowl. I've went once where we got floor tickets, and I've went once where we were back in like kind of dead center.
Yeah.
Floor seats for that sucked. They do a lot of like pyrotechnic stuff, and people are on things up in the air playing guitars. So you're missing everything.
Mm-hmm.
The side view, same thing. They have their stuff in weird spots to where, it's a missed view. You miss something. It's too far away. To where if you're in that dead center spot, you're not too low, you're not too high. You see the whole show and everything.
Gotcha.
Sometimes that's, even with the lowest key of concerts, that's the best, because then you see the whole show. You don't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not close, but the music sounds the same. The beer tastes the same.
Yeah, no, and I'll just always keep wrapping this back to going to Ford Field, watching Detroit versus Green Bay, because been there so many times, and we've sat different places every year. Every time we've gone there, we've sat at each end. We really haven't sat in the middle. We've mostly sat in the end zones, and I get that kind of like being in those higher up seats, like you could see everything.
Yeah.
And for me, especially sporting events, it really kind of comes down to some of the people you sit by. At sporting events specifically, who you sit by can also make your experience, because
Definitely.
The last 2 years going to the Detroit Green Bay game at Ford Field was some of the most fun ever. Like we had. Not only I've always gone with my dad, which is fun in of itself, but excuse me, the people you're around can make the experience, especially if everyone's kind of being, whether you're fans of the same team or you're not, if you have that respect of who the opponent is, it can be a lot of fun because you guys can just razz each other the entire game. Again, limited concert. I don't know if that's really there for concert, like if that camaraderie is there, because it's more of you're kind of there to listen and just take in the experience. Whereas, like, I think sporting events, you can do that, but then you can also share that experience with the other people, because like you have something to talk about. You got I'm not saying that you don't have nothing to talk about when you're at a concert with the other people, but I don't know. Again, not being a concert person, so I wouldn't really know.
Well, I feel like during sporting events, you usually have some type of downtime. Like, they're in the huddle trying to figure out what play they're going to run next. Mm-hmm. So you and whoever you're with have a minute to chit-chat about whatever, or like you said, razz each other up.
Yeah.
Where a concert, like, you have your opening act, and then you have the gap before the head artist comes out.
Yeah.
But that gap, you're going to the bathroom, you're getting food or drinks or merchandise or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you're just with whoever you came with for a quick chat, but all in all, it's to listen to music. You don't have that other opportunity. So unless you're doing the whole music weekend thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
yeah.
country concert.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole atmosphere. You're camping with people. You're going to a show where typically your seats are probably by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
But elsewise, you don't really have that interaction.
Yeah. I was gonna say kind of. We're just kind of going progressively through the positives and negatives as we do this, but I don't know. For me, I kind of agree with you. Like, do better seats equal better experience? I think I wouldn't essentially agree with that. Would I want to be in the front row to watch a football game or watch which I was in front row twice for 3 of the concerts I went to, but it does have that little the concert with Kane Brown, he actually took someone's phone and then held it up, took a picture with like the audience. I was in the picture, and then like hands it back to the girl who gave him the phone, and then just she sends it to everyone there, which that's kind of one of those camaraderie moments. So, but
I think
I,
the
I
sport depends too,
yeah,
because like I know going to baseball, I don't want to sit up in the third level deck.
yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
can
fair.
see the whole field, but you need binoculars kind of thing to
Yeah,
see what's going on.
that's fair. Yeah, definitely the type of sport and where the kind of experience you want. A couple years, I was gonna say, because we can talk about the where is it good to sit in each sport, which we
Yeah.
don't really need to go through all that. But like obviously football, you can probably sit anywhere, have a good time. Major League Baseball, mostly you want to sit in the low kind of foul area, maybe outfield.
No,
Depend,
outfield
it
balls
just
all
depends.
day.
Depends on who you are. NHL, I feel like you can mostly lower bowl or maybe like I feel like lower bowl would probably be good. Or maybe even higher just so you can see the entire ice is not bad. Um, I I like racing, big into racing. I've gone dirt track racing Eldora, like that's basically becoming like a actual NASCAR track, and it's like you can sit anywhere and it's kind of pretty good experience. I will say me and buddy, his dad used to work at Kentucky Speedway. We went a whole weekend of watching each of the races. We had all access pass to like go wherever we wanted. We didn't abuse it, but we got to be down like on pit road when the cars went out to qualify. I said good luck to one of the drivers. Like it was one of those things where like it's surreal, where it's like I don't think I should be here,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna get in trouble, but I want to like just taking it like we got to walk around, see driver interviews, stuff like that, and that's one of those things where it's like I rather have like an all access pass with a subpar seat than have like the best seats and that's it. Like so I would definitely pay for like a more face to face thing, and I feel like I could definitely agree with that with concerts too. Like it's and again that's just me. Um, so do you think the ticket prices for w- ticket prices for concerts and sporting events, which one do you think has gotten out of hand? I guess is
Both
because
of them.
that's fair. It's 100% fair. Uh,
I feel like it's a teeter totter.
yeah,
It depends what you're going to, who you're seeing. I mean, I've went to more concerts than I have sporting events, but I would rather go to sporting events. I just get lucky and find cheaper concert tickets to where I can still go to all of these concerts and have a good time. I
yeah,
mean, like I said, I'll go up to Pine Knob 4 or 5 plus times a year because I can get $30 tickets to see
yeah,
who I want. Where if we want to go to a hockey game, we're probably looking at $80 per ticket.
yeah,
So it's a little harder. Like, do we really want to pay that? Go
yeah.
up, pay for food, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah, no, it's definitely fair. It's kind of those things where you want to um monitor. Like obviously you don't. Like I said, I spent more money on tickets this year, and it was also hard to find tickets for Detroit versus Green Bay. And I wanted to go to more games this year, but at the same time, ticket prices are ridiculous. It's like you really want to go, but at the same time, you look at the money and you're like, is that like?
yeah.
And I don't. Then again, I want to sit in decent seats, but at the same time, like, how much money am I willing to pay to pay that? I have a couple numbers, like the average price of different sporting events. Um, it doesn't shock me that Major League Baseball is probably the cheapest sport to go see, just due to the fact that they have so many games. And I very much enjoy going and watching baseball, like going either in just like minor league baseball, and then that kind of translates to also hockey. Like
Yeah.
where I'm currently living in Wisconsin, like they have a amateur hockey team, and I think it was only like $20 for a ticket, and it was nice. It's pretty cool hockey and everything like that. I feel like the lower leagues. As like the pro leagues get higher and higher in ticket price, I feel like the lower leagues are getting I don't have any facts to back this up, but I feel like they're getting more popular because it's like I can either go watch the pro team play or I can watch this young guy who may eventually make it there for like 1/4, 1/3 of the price, and the quality may be a little lower, but still I don't know. I don't know if that's the same kind of concert wise, or how do you feel about that?
It definitely is similar, because when you go to a basic concert, you have the headliner, you have the opening for the headliner, you might have an opener for the opener, and then
Yeah.
like that low key band that plays, maybe 3 songs and a cover song just to kind of get the crowd pumping.
Yep.
And that's how you find out about those lower key people is if you go for the whole show and you hear
Yeah.
that opener's opener. Elsewise, you're paying all that money just to see, those 2 bands that you really know. And it's
Yeah.
like, you got to broaden your horizons.
Exactly. And that's how some like bands get bigger, and how
Yeah,
some
definitely.
sound even like again, I know we brought up at the beginning, like comedians, like even like some comedians bring either lesser known or lower comedians, and then they eventually get bigger because they're opening act, and then they kind of get their own stuff going. It's kind of those things. So and that's where you can kind of see the events are a little similar, because it's like you're seeing these low level either athletes or low level uh, bands or artists playing under these bigger labels or bigger people, and then they just kind of make their own way into becoming bigger, and obviously making more money through ticket prices.
I think about having that conversation. I think I would say concert tickets are worse and more expensive.
Yeah.
Because you have all of those other factors that you can hike the prices for.
Yeah.
Where sports, depending on where it's at and typically like who's playing, is whether it is this high or this high.
Yeah.
If we go to a Cleveland Indians game, Guardians game, and it's them and the White Sox, tickets are pretty average.
Yeah.
But if the Yankees come to town, you're gonna probably pay 10% more per ticket because it's them. Yeah. That's who it is.
Yeah.
And same with concerts. If I go and see Paramore, I'm paying the basic ticket price now of maybe $80.
Yeah.
Or if I was to go see Taylor Swift, you're paying 10 times the ticket
Yeah.
price?
Yeah.
And then
it's
you
crazy.
have, the resellers that bump the ticket prices, and the ticket companies like Ticketmaster and Live Nation that want their hunk of the price because they know such and such is a big artist. We're gonna overfill to where, hey, we can run the show 3 days in a row and still sell out.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. And I was gonna say the other thing too, because I feel like you're spending more of your money on the concert, and you're not going to spend much money at the concert. Whereas when you go to a sporting event, you're buying the ticket, and then they're going to get you to buy something else while you're there, whether that be food, drinks, stuff like that. Like you can save money just by eating before you go to a sporting event.
But that's no fun.
Yeah, you're not
place
wrong.
Has their known food item.
Yeah,
know?
And I'm not discouraging people from buying. I'm just saying eat like a decent meal, and then you can be like, I'm going to get this thing, and then you're going to save. You could save easily, especially depending on how many people you go with, because obviously when one person gets up, you're like, does anyone want anything?
Right.
And so you can go get it in one go, so then other people don't have to get up. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where like I feel like at sporting events you can save more by like just being more prepared, whereas concerts, it's like you're kind of paying for the whole experience, and you're only there because concerts usually, how long is a normal concert? Like normally
it depends. Probably an hour and a half to 3 hours.
Yeah, like, and you're gonna basically be there listening to music, and you're like, I'm not gonna go anywhere because it's kind of nonstop for the most part. There's not merely intermission. Sporting events, obviously, there are pauses in the game. There are half times, intermissions, and you get that time where people go and go get food, go to the bathroom, everything like that.
Yeah, you're not scared to miss anything.
Yeah, because nothing's going on. And I guess we can rotate it back to merchandise. Like you said, concert merchandise is higher, whereas just because I feel like bands don't really have a physical store. This is the physical store. It is here today or this weekend. That's it. And that's why they can sell it at the price, because it's like, it's either I can either physically touch it, buy it here now, or I have to go on the website and wait who knows how long to get it. So,
I feel like concerts a big hit or miss is like, is the show gonna be good that day?
Mm-hmm.
So we've all heard stories in the news. This artist got sick. They sounded terrible at their show.
Yeah.
Or you show up and they canceled the show last minute.
Yep.
So you're gambling on that aspect.
Yeah.
Where sporting events, yeah, you have gambles on, the
Who's
big one, Terrence Lawrence, or Lawrence, if he was going to play
Trevor
or not
Lawrence,
because he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have those couple wishy-washy what's going to happen, but all in all, you're still getting your money's worth on seeing the game played.
Yeah.
Usually seeing a good game played.
Hopefully. And no. That's fair. So I guess we'll just end. We'll come to the question here at the end. What do you think I'm sorry. I gotta really think about what I'm gonna say. Sporting events versus concert events. When you pay for the ticket, which one do you think which one do you feel like you're getting your money's worth majority of the time?
I have to go with sporting events.
Yep.
I mean, we did this thing in May where us and two friends, we traveled to California because when Josh and I got married, our bucket list was to knock off the 30 MLB parks.
Which is awesome.
So we took whatever money that we had made from our lovely guests at the wedding and such, booked our stuff, went to Cali. We hit all 5 baseball parks in a week. So we fully immersed ourselves in that experience. Our team was not over there playing at all. We saw all different teams playing. We enjoyed the experience. We enjoyed the good players playing. We enjoyed their, special food that stadium is known for. Shout out to garlic fries. Boy, do I miss those.
Wait, which one was that at? Is that?
I mean, it's a big California staple.
It is? Gotcha.
But who had the best ones?
Was it San Francisco?
The San Francisco Giants, we think, had the best garlic fries.
San Francisco Giants, shout out the best garlic fries in Cali. Interesting.
I mean, it's just, there's so many other aspects, like we discussed, that you can fully submerge yourself into going to this sporting event, and you get all of your money's worth, you get the time's worth, the atmosphere, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
I mean, and where the concert ticket, like I said, I've went to way more than sporting events. However, you hear that song all the time on the radio, or you see it on the TV, or whatever it may be. Sporting events are so unpredictable. Like, anything can happen at any game. Yeah,
you're kind of getting some, because obviously each sporting event that's played, it's most likely gonna be different than the one before it. There's very rarely gonna be the exact same thing is gonna happen every one. So you're getting something new every time. Whereas concert events, it's gonna be I guess not the same old songs, but like they'll do new songs, but then they'll do them, and then next songs. So, and again, this episode hasn't been to discourage anyone from going to concerts, because obviously Carrie loves concerts, but just to kind of definitively talk about this, because I've always kind of thought this was very entertaining about like concert events versus sporting events. And again, obviously I've been to a ton of sporting events, and I gotta go with it too. And since we're both going sporting events here, let's ask this question: are pro events or college events more fun? Because here's the thing: I've been to, again, Ford Field coming up again. Been there, it's fun. Lions fans, awesome. A lot of Green Bay fans normally there. It's a lot of fun. But going to college events, like I said, Camp Randall, I've been down to OSU, obviously going to BG, Bowling Green State University. Obviously, we're not as big as the other colleges, but still going there and being part of like BG knocking off number 25 Buffalo in basketball, and we rushed the court. Like, that's one of those cool things you'll remember forever.
Yeah, for sure.
And just I don't know if you have a real opinion on that. Like, do you think college or pro?
See, it just kind of depends. I mean, don't take me wrong. I watch the Lions, and I get all hyped for them on Sundays and whatnot, but I don't have as much of an enjoyment as I do watching college football.
Yeah.
So, but if you swap it, baseball, the Mud Hens are a good time. We've went down to Clippers games, but I'd much rather go to an MLB game.
Yeah.
So it's a teeter-totter.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Carrie, thank you very much for coming on here.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem. Carrie, just wanted to shout out. You were our first female guest. We really appreciate it for being the first. Hopefully we're gonna have more people on. You gotta diversify some of our views on this show, because it's mostly just been dudes on here, and I
And I
kind of get
love that mine was like intertwined with a sports topic.
yeah. No, I appreciate you being on here and giving your opinion. And as you know, we finish every episode with if I can reach it. There it is. The question jar, and here you are.
Please
picking
be something that I have knowledge about.
Okay, well, see if there's a name on there. Is someone gonna get shouted out today?
No.
Okay. Oh boy, here we go.
I mean, it's pretty, what is the best sport and why?
Oh boy, this
Can
is
we,
gonna.
like, better this question?
What is
like,
okay in your opinion?
to play, to watch,
let's go. We'll go play and we'll go watch. Okay, because I feel like that's fair. What's your favorite sport to play? What's your favorite sport to watch?
Well, I'm gonna have to say quad ball.
Quad ball.
If you don't know, quad ball is basically Quidditch from the Harry Potter movies. Different name, but same aspect. I mean, it just has a lot going on, and it's just so fun.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I've played softball before, I've played flag football before, I've played basketball before. I just really like that there's a bunch of different aspects of quad ball, between styles of playing rugby to incorporating dodgeball into the game. It's just a lot of fun. Watching, God, I'm gonna have to say baseball.
Baseball.
And, like, shout out to my husband. I enjoyed baseball, but he helped me fully understand it better to where it wasn't so boring to watch on TV.
Gotcha.
I mean, in games, always great, but TV, he would turn it on, and I'm like, oh, no. Like, are they winning? Can we watch something else and flip back? Now I actually respect the game and enjoy it that much more. I mean, I'll sit there all day with him watching baseball games and flopping back and forth.
Gotcha. Interesting. Quad ball. So don't get mad at me. To play, and I feel like mostly because I've been playing it a lot more recently, and I've been actually playing pretty well. I very much enjoy playing basketball. Again, being 6'5" doesn't hurt, and it also helps you with layups and everything like that. But I do very much enjoy playing basketball. I cannot stand to really watch it unless it's March Madness. Just again, being 6'5", it helps to just be tall and be able to block people. To watch, it's gonna be tough. Because here's the thing, I can watch any sport and put emotion behind it, especially like baseball. I can sit there and watch a baseball game and I just know every pitch, like watching it with what's going to happen. Yeah. Like, watch that. Obviously, I love football because football can turn on dime. I love racing. I absolutely love watching auto racing, whether it be Formula One, whether it be NASCAR. It's just one of those things where it's like, the race is going to go for 3 hours, however long it's going to take, but you can watch it from start to finish, and you can watch someone who wasn't doing very well win the race after doing terrible in the beginning and then somehow winning it at the end. But basketball, favorite sport to play. Racing, favorite sport to watch. Well, again, Carrie, thank you very much for coming on here. Appreciate you being here and giving your opinions, and I really hope you can come back and we'll figure out another episode for you to come on and do. I really enjoyed you being here. And yeah, well, that's another episode of Allegedly Podcast. If you lasted this long, thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one.